doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It still exists.
It's statistically irrelevant because it is a minority.
I understand it's a minority, but it still exists. That's my point.
We're not arguing that, though.
It still exists.
Why do women always make an argument for an exception to the rule when things work in a general sense and there's a majority?
I'm just saying that it still exists.
This is clown world logic. Yo, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but if something is statistically insignificant, it means it's insignificant and it doesn't matter. The scenario that you're displaying doesn't exist in 2023. We don't have two-parent households to the same degree that we do, and women initiate an overwhelming amount of the divorce. So what I'm simply saying is women are far more likely to leave in a relationship than a man is. That is a fact. That's not my opinion. Just because your parents stuck together doesn't mean that others will.
And just because those parents didn't stick together doesn't mean that others won't, is what I'm trying to say.
But the
even though the numbers say otherwise,
so then
I'm not saying it's not
This
existent.
is a perfect example
That's all
of
I'm
arguing
saying.
in bad faith. This is a perfect example of that.
I'm just saying it's
even
not
in the face of irrefutable numbers. Well, this is my opinion and this exception. Who cares about the exception?
I'm just saying it's you're saying it's non-existent just because of the
No,
facts.
I said it's irrelevant.
I don't think
There's
it's
a difference.
irrelevant. I think if it's existent, it's relevant.
you think or you know?
I know if it's
No, you said you think twice.
okay. If
So you don't know.
If it exists, it's relevant.
Yeah.
And that's my point.
I mean, that's like a very
And I live
minimum.
it, so I know. Probably you guys don't, but I live it, so that's why I'm coming from this way.
That's a very solipsistic way to view the world and is ridiculous and ludicrous.
Yeah.
Well, that's your opinion.
That is
So you speak for the masses.
That's like me saying I'm a multimillionaire, so world hunger doesn't exist. How stupid do
That's
I
not what
sound?
I'm saying. I'm saying
That
I'm
is
not
literally what
saying.
you're-
But
yes,
I'm
hold on,
not
stop.
saying. I'm not
You're
saying your
making an
point doesn't
argument. You're
exist.
making
I'm
an
saying your
argument.
point exists,
You're-
but so does mine. So don't exclude the
No.
fact that mine exists. Is all I'm saying.
But here's the thing: making an argument for an exception to the rule, right, while not considering other factors, is ridiculous. Like, for example, if I was to say I'm a multimillionaire, world hunger doesn't exist, I would sound stupid because the majority of most people don't have money and or food, the ability to purchase food. So I'm not
But
going to
I'm
sit
not
and
saying
attribute my personal situation to how the world works. But that's what you're doing.
My love, I'm not
I feel like
saying.
you're
I'm
kind of
not
doing
saying
that
it
to
doesn't
her, in a way.
exist.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, you're kind of like she's
I'm
just
not
saying
saying
how
it
she
doesn't
feels because that's how
exist.
that's
How
just
she
how
feels isn't
feels.
real.
Doesn't matter.
It is real. She grew up like that.
So
So how are you gonna tell me it's not real?
This is the perfect example
She's
of
just
how
trying to
men
say,
communicate and
like-
how women communicate.
So
we're talking about facts and statistics and how the
We
world
hear
works.
your facts. She
She's talking
agrees with
about-
your facts. She's just
talking
telling
about
you
her
how she
opinion
grew up and
how
that
she
part of her
feels.
life happened.
And I'm saying
it's
how she grew up.
obviously
It's
real.
not
irrelevant.
common.
She grew up that way.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that is not
Her
common.
telling her little story, her little life story is not irrelevant. She's on a podcast. She's telling a little
This
part
is
of her life.
incredible. This is
remember,
incredible.
we're speaking generally to the masses,
Yeah,
right?
I understand
So generally
that.
speaking, that's
No, you
great.
don't.
Right, and
No, you don't.
She was basically
It
a
doesn't
mass
apply.
majority with you.
should
She's
see
just
both
saying
sides
that
of the
there's
story,
another
right?
side of the
Because
story too.
There's
that
more than
people
one
should.
side to every story.
no.
What are
And
they
just
gonna
because
experience?
numbers are saying one
No.
thing
Numbers
doesn't
are
mean
saying-
there's not another
You
side.
experience it, right? But what are they going to experience? Most people are going to experience single family homes, which is sad to say, but it's reality. And we're just
Okay.
saying, look, your story is great, but what's the point of you telling your story?
The point is that
More people
they
should be
can-
like her parents.
It
No.
exists.
The point is that
Try harder,
don't
people.
think that that's the only way to go about the future is a single family household. Think about it that the opportunity still exists. And in fact, I'm telling you that it exists because I've lived through it. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, sure, yes, majority may be one way, but it doesn't mean that the other way doesn't exist because
You
it does.
do
That's
know
all
that your
I'm
parents
saying.
grew up in a different time, right? Your parents are in a different, like,
Okay, but
era.
but me, I'm not, right? And I'm again, like
Are
I
you
keep
married?
saying, I'm younger than both of you.
Are you married?
So for me to continue
Are you
having
married?
that, no, like you asked me
There you
before,
go.
I'm
Okay.
single.
Your mom was probably married at your age, wasn't she?
No,
She wasn't. When
No.
did she marry your guy? Your father?
I'm not sure. I can tell you, but they've been married 40 years.
What?
The math
How
isn't
old is
math
your
in here.
mom?
how old's your parents?
My dad's 70 something.
So
And your mom is how old?
They got married. I'll tell you this: they got married older than 20, than in their 20s, like in the age that I am. So
And they got married in Israel?
no, they got married in New York, actually.
Again, most people are not going to have the conventions that kept your parents together,
And I'm
religion,
not
family, all
countering
these
that.
things.
I'm just saying it exists. That's all I'm saying. It does exist.
So the unicorns.
But
So
it's
don't disregard it.
See, this is the thing. Like,
Yeah, but unicorns,
Like,
you have no proof of me. I'm telling you,
the
there's a
difference
living
between
proof.
men and women. Like, men understand that if their experience doesn't necessarily reflect reality, they're willing to admit, my experience isn't valid in the grand scheme of things. Women, on the other hand,
You know what? For the
I
sake
want
of
my
the people,
experience to be
I'm gonna let
valid.
you.
I want my experience to be valid. I want my experience to be valid because I'm special. That's the difference between men and women. It's crazy to me how, like, we just witnessed a masterclass, and regardless of how educated a woman is, her feelings are always gonna override what she says, even in the face of irrefutable fact.
Do you have a deja vu?
Yes, I do. To a degree.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't win.
Familiar? Same seat? Brody?
Yeah.
Deja vu.
Crazy shit, man.
All right, speaking of crazy shit, Twitch.
All right. Oh yeah.
yes.
All right. So we'll kill the Twitch stream, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I think that was that last exchange literally proves the difference between how men think, logic, ration, numbers, facts, women, feelings, valid. I'm cool too. Like,
look at me.
Yeah,
There's
like
a lot
I'm
of
very like
statistics that are wrong too. So there's a lot of statistics placed that are wrong as well.
What statistic was wrong in this regard?
I'm not saying in this regard. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
just because Google says it doesn't mean that it's facts. Just because Google says it doesn't mean that it's facts. There's a lot of things that Google says that are wrong.
Like Google?
Yeah, Google. You can Google a lot of things that are wrong, guys.
No.
Come on now.
That's a reliable source. Google?
This is a perfect example of
exactly
like
my point, right? Google's not a reliable source.
What are the facts that we said that were wrong?
No.
Well, facts could be wrong. Or statistics could be wrong. Like,
yeah, statistics sometimes could be wrong.
These aren't though. So what was the point of that comment?
I never said statistics
Not you,
are wrong.
her.
I'm just
she's
saying
trying to sound smart, but she's
you
not
just
smart.
talking to talk. You do realize this, right?
Yeah, you don't sound smart, man.
You're saying that guys are more logical statistic thinkers. I'm saying you can Google a statistic and still think that your fact is right, but it's not because you could just get statistics off that anywhere.
If it is a fact, it is true.
You can Google something and it could say that it's a fact, but it's not a fact.
That women tend to like say things and voice things based off of their feelings and emotions versus men who are like I said, they're more simple than they are women, and women make the shit more complex. That men are more logical thinkers.
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
That's not
it
an
is
opinion.
a fact. Like
Men are
it is
better deductive problem solvers,
I've
more
met some
logically sound.
non-logical men.
Some.
That doesn't.
Most.
Just because
I've
you met some
more
illogical men.
not logical.
Myron, she met 2 men.
Just because you met some illogical men does not change the fact that most men are more logically sound than most women.
I've met more men that are messed up in the head than women. I'm not gonna lie.
Once again, taking your personal experience and trying to extrapolate it out into the main general society.
I can only speak for myself. Like I said, this is my own reality.
Incredible.
Well, to be fair, I see cuts on her hand, so that's probably what's happening there too.
What?
I think that's not a topic of conversation that you need to bring online. I think that's really much my business.
Fresh is getting emotional. Relax, Fresh.
I'm just saying.
Chill, Fresh.
The point I'm trying to make.
This is when I go.
Well,
that was like a line crosser right there.
Did I
hurt feelings?
A line cross?
Did I hurt your feelings?
Feelings.
Your feelings?
Did I hurt your feelings?
What, you getting mad?
No, nobody's mad. I'm just saying that's not a topic of conversation. We're talking about certain things that we should not bring up.
Feelings.
I don't care.
Well, then, just take a deep breath.
That's too
far.
Have
a seat, and then we won't mention
That's
it.
not too far. Yeah, like that.